guys, welcome back to my channel. Shantia here. Welcome, Alchemist. This is a Heal, Feel, and Reveal series. Today, our topic is momentum. So if you're new to this series, just check out all the lessons that I've released. I think I've released up to 11 lessons now. I upload these videos, I record these videos at least 2 weeks prior to uploading them. That's why I lose track where I'm at. Check out the videos. I've released up to 11 lessons by now, and there is a special gem in each one to get from. So this Heal, Feel, and Reveal series is about helping to do the inner work and the outer work that you need to do in the world. If you're wanting to bring more fulfillment into your life, if you're wanting to get more stability into your life, this series is going to help you get clarity on how to do that. We are going to dive into the topic of momentum. So I am now doing a new series called Monday Motivation. Check out those videos. They're shorter videos where you just get a spark of motivation for your week. I give little bits of advice. These videos are a little bit more long-winded because they're much more thorough. It's a much more thorough coaching session with you as viewers. But the Monday Motivation is a much more quick snippet of like, okay, let's get powered up for the week. If you're interested, please also check out my Married at First Sight reviews if you watch the show, because those reviews are about doing the inner work, right? So doing the inner work, becoming more self-aware, thinking about what you're doing, and how can we change and transform to better ourselves as people. I think I got all the introductions out of the way. Let's go ahead and start with the topic of momentum. So momentum to me is something that I've used for years to get clarity about my path. So if you're feeling really foggy about where you're at in life, momentum is a really good way for you to understand, okay, am I kind of on the right path, or is this what I want to do, or is this not feeling good to me? So we're going to talk about that today. Momentum is essentially about energy. It's about reading energy to understand how you're feeling, how you're doing, if you feel aligned with what you're doing in life. The way that I'm going to break up this video is that we're going to talk about the different variations of momentum. To me, there are 3. Life is always moving. It's always moving forward, right? We can't exactly move backwards, but life is always moving forward. It's moving, it's going, it's going, it's going. So there's always momentum. There's always energy flowing. To me, there are 3 versions of that. There is the fast-paced momentum, where fast-paced positive momentum, where things are moving really fast, or they're speeding up, or they're catching wind, but they're moving in a positive direction that feels really good. So you're like sliding down the slide and everything just feels good and easy and effortless. Then there's also fast-paced negative momentum. So that's when things are kind of falling apart and chaos and turmoil is just hitting you like crazy, one after another. It's a domino effect, and it just does not feel good. And then there's also the slow-paced momentum. So that's when life kind of starts to slow down. And to me, those periods are very special. We're going to talk about why those periods are special. Then I'm also going to get into how can we use momentum as an indicator to see how we feel about where we're going in life. Do we feel like we're on the right path or not? And I'm going to share with you how to do that. And then I'm also going to share at the very end of the video my testimony, my experiences for how I've been able to use it. Right, so let's go ahead and get started. So let's talk about the different variations of momentum. The first one is going to be the fast-paced positive momentum. So this is a feel-good one. You know, it's when life is like moving in a really fast direction, opportunities are coming to you, things are happening, doors are opening, and everything is just taking off, ideas are overflowing, and it's just feeling really good. It's feeling really effortless. That kind of momentum is usually a really good indicator that you're aligned and that you are moving on the right path and you're feeling really good about things. Then there's also the fast-paced negative momentum. So the fast-paced negative momentum is when things are kind of like falling apart after one thing after another. Let's say you get sick, you have car issues, you just got demoted at your job, like all of this starts to happen. I never see any kind of momentum or any energy shift as anything truly negative. Even the negative momentum is truly a learning experience. So the fast-paced, forward-moving, positive momentum is about letting you know, okay, what are you doing that's working good? And that fast-paced negative momentum is about what are you doing that isn't feeling good? Then you have the slow momentum, when things start to slow down. So life isn't just one speed, right? There's different modes of speed. Thank goodness. Thank goodness every moment is new, every moment is different, because this gives us the opportunity to always work on ourselves and change. Thank Thank goodness depression wasn't just the one story of my life. Thank goodness I got to experience different variations of happiness and sadness and whatever emotions come to me, because I got to experience the spectrum and I got to learn from each of those experiences. So everything is always shifting. When that slow paced momentum comes in, I always feel like that's the perfect opportunity to start to plan and use that as time to work on things that you've been putting off, projects and ideas that you really want to work towards, and just getting ready for the fast-paced momentum, for when you're going to do that outer work. That slow-paced momentum to me is more of that moment of being really present in life, allowing yourself to just stop, pause, be present, enjoy life, slow down, tap into all of your senses, dive into doing some more of those projects that you've been putting off just for pleasure, just for fun, and then also start planning and preparing for what you want to do. So this is a really good period of inner work time. The fast pace is usually the outer work. It's a lot of outward things that are happening in our external situations. So the questions that I want to introduce to you today for our lesson is, what am I doing to create this experience? So whether things are moving in a fast positive or a fast negative or slow, think about, what am I doing to create this experience? Because every experience that we're having in life is a manifestation. So manifestation is essentially just energy that starts from inward. Everything starts inward. This is why the body is powerful. This is why you are powerful. It's because everything starts inward and then it manifests outward. So ask yourself, what am I doing to create this experience? What am I thinking? Because our thoughts create energy and momentum. Then also ask yourself, what am I feeling? That's the experience you're having in your body that lets you know what your vibration is at that moment. That self-inquiry is what helped me to become so much more self-aware. When I just pause and ask myself, okay, what did I do to create this experience? Now, it might sound like you're putting blame, right? Some people might think, oh my gosh, why are you putting blame? Why am I taking responsibility for all the bad things that happened to me? You don't understand the trauma, the people. What your original circumstances are, everything is an opportunity. And we don't always see it that way until we're out of it, but everything in our life is an opportunity for us to grow. There's a reason you grew up poor. There's a reason you grew up in dysfunction. And usually most of us grow up in some form of dysfunction. There's a reason. So you can grow out of that experience. Use that self-inquiry as a way to understand energetically, how can you align yourself better? That's what made me self-aware. That's what made me understand that I had power and control. Accountability is a superpower, because once you understand that you're creating your experiences, you're drawing them to you, then you have control over, okay, I can draw much more positive. You can't always control how it comes to you, but you can kind of control the way in which it can access you. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and talk about how can we use it, because we're essentially talking about it. How can we use momentum as a clear indicator for what we need to work on? So momentum is energy, fast, slow, fast negative, fast positive, and it lets you know what you're doing right. If things are moving, they're flowing, that creative flow state is a natural state of existence. We're supposed to feel good. And this, I think people struggle with sometimes. You're meant to feel good. You're meant to be successful. You're meant to feel powerful. You're meant to do things, change things, transform. You're meant to experience abundance. So it's the thinking, whatever you attach yourself, that's the reality that you create. You're meant to have all of those things. If you pay attention to your momentum, what's helping you to build that momentum? I find for me, it's often me just diving into my passion projects. Even if nobody's paying me for them, they bring light and life to all areas of my life. They bring abundance to all areas of my life. So I've learned to pay attention. And as an artist, we also, I think, are much more natural at that, because we have gotten into the habit of learning how to access those creative flow states. And so we always kind of flow with, okay, what's working, what's not working. So listen for that. Listen for how things are moving. If you're moving in a negative direction, that's a really good time to, those are the best times to reassess and pause, whoa, what am I doing? What am I thinking? What kind of thoughts are generating my mind? I know in my experiences, it's when I've been creating those very powerful negative experiences in my mind and in my body that I've generated and I manifested the most difficult situations in my life. When momentum is flowing really good in your life, that's a really good indicator. That is a clear neon sign that you are on the path. So sometimes I question this because I'm a non-specific manifestor, and I'll get into this later if you are into the human design. I'm a non-specific manifestor, which means I have to generalize what I'm manifesting in order to manifest it. If I get too stuck on the finer details, it's harder for me to manifest something, because in order for me to welcome the manifestation, I have to welcome to all the abundance, all the ways in which it can come to me easier. Sometimes I question, like, is this job or this opportunity aligned with me? But then I realized that sometimes they come really quick. Like, the opportunities, they just come, they flow in really easy, really quick, with a lot of fluidity. And then I just say yes to them. And it's not until down the road, as I'm working in that experience, taking the stepping stones to build myself, that I realize that that was exactly what I needed. So I've learned to say yes, and I've learned to stop, pause, and see if does this feel right? And I always give myself a moment. Like, if anyone ever asks me something, I always say, okay, just give me a moment. And I just allow myself to meditate on it for a few days or so to understand if this feels right for me. Now, a really awesome tip that I'd like to share for you guys, if you are ever in a time in your life where things are picking up, momentum, positive or negative, but especially the negative momentum, the very strong, fast-paced negative momentum, the domino effect of turmoil in your life, that would be a really good time to insert meditation into your routine. Meditation is a reset. Meditation is about being present with your body. So if that means 5 minutes, do it. Because what it teaches you to do is to be present with your body. It slows down your thoughts, and it slows down the excessive experiences in your body. So you're just allowing yourself to be. If you teach yourself to do that just 5 minutes a day, you might not notice that energetically it shifts things for you. When that accident happened to me, I actually started my accident in 2017. Now I'll dive into this. I started getting even deeper into spirituality. I was already into it, but it's when I was going through a lot of self-doubt and turmoil that I started to dive further into spirituality, further into self-awareness, further into self-inquiry, further into understanding my body and energy better. Now I want to go ahead and share with you guys my testimony. So a really good example of fast-paced positive momentum would probably be my life right now. There's a lot of fast-paced momentum that's kicking up for me. If you watch my Manifesting My Dreams video, I wanted to step into more of my purpose and more leadership and being in charge of my life and just doing things I really wanted to do and creating for myself everything I wanted, not needing permission. And the other day, yesterday, I had a conversation with my dad, and he said, when I saw you do that thing, I thought of you as a leader. My dad has never said that to me. And of course, I've done a lot of inner work I've had to do so much inner work to heal my relationship with my parents. If I hadn't done that, this is why I always say, heal that within yourself. Believe me, you might be surprised that you can heal those connections, and that person wants to be just as committed to you as you are committed to, healing yourself. My dad, he told me that. He said, I saw you as a leader, and he was like, hey, what do you want to do next month? Let's set time where we just have fun together and we just do something that you want to do. And I'm like, I feel like we do that all the time. He'll ask me things, and he'll always buy food for me. And I always come over every week and spend time with him. So he always knows, oh, hey, Tia's coming over. We're gonna spend time. We're gonna have a good time. And so he already knows, he'll set it all up. He's a very routine person. So, he always has his things that he surrounds himself that makes him feel really comfortable. And then he'll just be like, oh, okay, he always keeps in mind that I'm gonna be there. So he finds a way to make it comfortable for me too. He's always been very caring like that and thoughtful like that. But even more so when I started to do more of my inner work. But it's so interesting, I'm doing my inner work, but I swear, I tell you about the feminine power, he's doing his inner work too. That's what's beautiful. I'm doing my inner work, he's doing his inner work. He's doing it too. And, you know, he'll have conversations with me and I'll talk about manifesting and God and all these things. My dad's a very spiritual person, like he believes in God. It's crazy, sometimes our conversations will align. But that was a really good sign to me of positive momentum. I got opportunities at my job. It was really awesome to just see doors open. But my dad is like a prophet to me because he'll just say things. He will just say things and they will come true. He'll say things, they'll come true. He'll say things that I'm already thinking. He'll just say them. Or things that are happening in my life, and he'll just say them. Like, he understands. He's very intuitive. He just doesn't like, I try to tell him, Dad, you're very intuitive, but he doesn't always understand that, I think, sometimes, or realize how intuitive he is. So that's partially where I get it from. So a really good example of negative momentum is 2016, 2017. At this time, I was working, I was going to school full time, I was commuting to school about an hour to, and then an hour back. Life just felt really stressful. I had never felt like there was so much stress happening in my life at one point in time. I was also getting ready to graduate college. I wanted to graduate on time. There were some extra things that I had to do to make sure I graduated on time. And then on top of that, I was working on my senior thesis. It was so stressful. It was so stressful, and I was so overwhelmed and angry at my job. I was frustrated with my coworkers. And at the time when I was in that car, I was venting. I was just pissed and angry. And then my car tire blew out on the highway on my way. It was winter break. I was on my way to school to work on one of my senior thesis. During winter break, my tire blew out on the highway and my car did a 90-degree off of the highway onto the median. And thank goodness it was a huge median because my car didn't crash against a wall or into some metal. It got into some cable wires, but it was like a gradual process. And I was so afraid to hit the brakes because I didn't know what was going to happen. Thankfully, nothing happened to me, but the car was toast. At that time, there was so much momentum going on, and I was like, whoa, I know what that was. At that point in time, I realized that energy was real. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking, it pushes out into the world, and it creates and it manifests all kind of things for you. All kind of things. We're always manifesting. And it's not to say that, oh no, you should be worried about manifesting. Just become aware that your energy is doing something, and then understand that you control the energy. You control the energy. And it's a lot. Once you get into the habit, it becomes easier and easier to control. This is what helps me to become a lot more present and a lot more calm in life, because I've always kind of had anxiety that's come in and out of my experiences. But then I'm just like, okay, just like push it aside. As I step into things that I was fearful of before, I realized, okay, I can do it. It was just a mental thing. In my mind, I was always saying, I can't do this, I can't do that. But that was a really good sign of momentum, and that was life-changing for me. All right, so that is the end of this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed that lesson on momentum and just understanding energy gives you power over what more of you can bring into your life. If you're wanting to shift the momentum into a direction, then you need to think about how to create that experience through your thoughts and through your emotions. When things are feeling really good, you are on that path. You're aligned. When things are slowing down, slow down. Life is telling you to slow down. Be more present. Be with your body. Enjoy your senses. Enjoy the people you're around. This is why I love calendars, because I'll always have a sense for when energy is going to slow down. And those are usually the moments where friends show up, family show up, and they're just like, hey, let's just have a leisure time and spend time together. Just like my dad asked me, hey, let's go ahead and do something next month. And my friends are coming over to visit. So these things just kind of happen. There's a natural flow of energy. Whether we are aware of it or not, it's always happening. All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful day or evening. I hope you guys enjoyed that lesson. Check out all of the other lessons in the Heal, Feel, Reveal series. Check out my Monday motivational videos. And then what else? I will be here next week to upload another lesson on the Heal, Feel, and Reveal series. I hope you guys have a wonderful day or evening. Make sure you check out my website. It's my first and last name. It's my artwork, photography, drawing, painting. Go ahead and look at it. Look at those pretty pictures. Then also make sure you subscribe to support the channel. Comment down below. I love it when people comment down below because I always read the comments. I love it when it just goes to show me, like, what do you guys want? Like, write down what you want. Maybe write down what you are interested in me talking about as well down below. Any suggestions, any ideas? Maybe you want to share a testimony of what you've experienced. I would appreciate all of that. All right. Have a wonderful day or evening. Bye.